Russ Rising. Oh, man, I had me an awesome week last week um, in the Georgia area. I actually got to spend some time with two men that I love very much, and basically they expressed love towards me. Um, just great hospitality, and just it was just awesome. I'm always fighting demons, and mm, in my past, I've always had to put the maximum effort towards relationships with people, and it's not returned. Putting myself on the line and coming under, um, making myself vulnerable, and most of the time in that vulnerability, I got hurt. Over and over. And sometimes people say, "Well, how'd you get hurt by that?" And some situations you can see yourself as, I guess, standoffish, or could be that way, but then you open yourself up and let it be known, how you express, or you go out of your way, or you do something. You know, my first journeys or whatever towards friendship and with some folks or whatever, it's like, man, maximum effort, and you don't get that in return. Where you basically do some things that it's like, okay, you're compromising your safety or your well-being, just in order to be friends or whatever, and then they don't return that. It's not mutual. What can you do about that? You can't really get mad about it, but it's definitely something entertaining. I be having dreams that have me reminded of things that have happened to me in the past, and it's like, man, you know, I see why I'm so defensive at times. I used to have a friendship with a person, and they would basically almost every time let me know that, they could lose the friendship at any time and it would be nothing to them. And I don't know if that was just bravado or not. It could have been just bravado, but it was constantly said, well, basically you could just leave. Bye. And I'm like, what did I do? And so, you know, there would be aggression towards me, even physical stuff towards me. And there were other reasons why I was in that situation, because I had situations at home that I was not necessarily safe. And so I sought safety there, and it was safety there, not from that person, but from someone else. And so I don't bring this up to rehash issues with that person, because we're good now. But I took away something from them, I guess, because I was getting attentions that probably belonged to them from someone else. But it's just like, man, me desiring relationship has always been work. It's always been taxing. And I kind of see why I'm always tired. And it's not always physically tired, it's mentally tired, because I'm having to, you know, engage a person and trying to see, okay, what is this relationship about? Is this a business relationship? Are they engaged with me because of what I offer, as far as financials or things of that nature? Or what else, are they trying to get closer to another friend of mine or someone else I'm connected to? It's almost always a secondary reason when people connect with me. It's not genuine towards me, and the effort that I put towards them is not the same. And of course, seeing it this weekend just reminded me of it. I hung out with my brother Nariah, and though I was there in his region, about 5 days, I didn't spend every day with him, but he wanted every day to be spent with him. And it wasn't like he was a thirsty pup or anything like that. No, he was a friend wanting to be a friend. Having someone that he mutually respected, that he wanted to have over and spend time with. And it felt so great to have that. Yet, I wanted to spend some time with my younger brother as well, and then sometimes even spend some time with my family. And so it's good to be able to have that draw. What's up, Karad? My cousin Karad. It's good to have that draw where you're divided and saying, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, because me myself, I want people to do what they want to do. If they want to spend time with me and that's what they really want to do, I don't want to be a third option or whatever. Sometimes not even a secondary option, where if their original plans fall through, then they'll fall through towards me. I love a commitment. Someone that's going to say, okay, you got this going on, I want to be there. I love when someone wants to fight for my relationship. No, not that it's necessary to do so, but I fight for relationship. I'm seeking out folks or whatever, when I ain't heard from them or whatever. And that used to be my normal thing. Now I don't do it as much because it's like, man, I'm tired. I'm gonna be 50 years old, and majority of my relationships have been me doing majority of the work, and they may not see it that way. It's like, okay, I'm very transparent. I have friends, all through the time, basically if I find out stuff, I'm not the first one to find it out. Where I find it out in the streets, and that's their right. It's their information. But it's nice to be a first choice. It's nice to be that. I'm like, I look at on Facebook and, people be making comments and stuff on Facebook. And then I know it's not at me, but it just be laughable to me. It's like, man, everybody's on Facebook to be seen. If you're not on Facebook to have people respond or hear what you got to say, then why are you here? Everybody's here. When I'm doing this video, yes, I want people to watch it. I want responses, but I want people to watch it who want to watch it. I put up videos and most of them don't get watched. I put up posts, but I do put up a lot of posts, so I don't expect them to be. But those that do see it, I appreciate that. Everybody wants to be wanted. Everybody wants that. When it comes forth to ministry and stuff like that, people want to be heard. Yah speaks to me and says things. And of course, I say things to people and then they can't receive it from me because of who I am. But then the next person says the same thing and they receive it. And people say, okay, well, they received it, so don't be worried. And it's not that I'm worried, but it's like, man, what about me makes people turn off their ears? What about me has them where they can't ingest what I have to say? What about me? And so that selfishness is a problem. It's something that, I need to be, kill that part, but it's still noticeable. I have a friend, a longtime friend that basically hurt me, and I let him know he hurt me. And, in trying to restore the relationship, he said he desired that, but see no effort whatsoever. So eventually I unfriended him on Facebook because, it's like, okay, he's going to see the same things about me that he said was an issue. That I never knew it was an issue out of all the long time that we had relationship. Me speaking on the negativity of police officers, me speaking on the racial disparity. These things, I guess, bothered him. And it came out in the last year, though we've known each other over a decade. And so I'm like, wow, if those things bothered you, why you didn't discuss it? I'm like, that's not genuine. I'm like, man, I'm thinking that we're on the same page, but we've never been on the same page. So I'm like, and I would not be mad at a person not agreeing with everything I say. Most of my friends don't agree, but that's what real friendship is, when you're able to still, in not having the exact same ways and mindsets on things, still be able to deal with each other. You're able to be complementary to one another regardless. That's a good thing, because iron sharpens iron. If you see something that's in error of me and you help me fix that, work on that, you address it. And I address the same thing with you. If I see things that it's like, nah, that's a character flaw. See, I know I have character flaws. I have no problem admitting that I have character flaws. I still, like I say, deal with my past demons. You know, me and my wife was talking, and I mentioned about a situation that happened to me in my childhood, and she was like, I wish you could have a good situation with that person today so it could erase that past thing. And that made so much sense when she said that. But honestly, when people have done stuff to me, they've given me these shallow apologies that really weren't apologies. It's like, okay, I'm sorry, but their demeanor never changed. The way they went about dealing with me never changed. So it's like those were just words, but they didn't walk it out. And I'm like, I can't trust that. So of course I'm always on my defense with them because I'm like, I wasn't on my defense before because that's how I got. But then I'm like, they have not changed. I'm like, I talked to a person and they said they apologize, but you can feel the anger in them. Like basically, like they wanted to punch me. I could tell. I touched their shoulder and it's like, look, I'm not coming at you trying to fight. I'm just talking with you. And I had to basically end the situation. And this was a spiritual relationship. And so to feel that hostility and stuff like that, it's like they never apologized genuinely. No compassion whatsoever. Basically, me being gone meant nothing. Basically, me being erased from their life meant nothing. Yet they, before then, just, leveled so much, value towards my life or whatever. They had a lot of words and stuff like that, but it never matched up to what they actually presented. Never been in my home. I've been in their home once. Never spent time together, but they seen so much value and stuff like that. They said, well, Yah said this about you. But then, it's like, okay, if that, and why your actions and your moves don't match up with what you're saying. And people wonder, it's like, how do you trust something like that? I've been betrayed. I've been, done wrong and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem being vulnerable. I don't have a problem being transparent. But I definitely have a problem being lied to. And so when a person lies to you, you have a right to want that to be walked back. You have a right to want an apology, a genuine apology, and to see the person actually turning from that situation. And yet, I'm the one get persecuted for it. And not to say, I can see the person, people, I see people who have dealt with me wrongly, deal with others, and they actually work to restore those things. And I'm like, I see that it's capable for them to do it. But when it comes to me, no. Most of my childhood friends and bullies, those that bullied me, it was like I was doormat. And I'm like, I don't receive that. I don't respect that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with me giving my whole effort to someone and they give me nothing. I don't agree with that. Yes, Yah has had me, he said, I got you. And I'm thankful for that. But I definitely don't agree that I should be somebody's doormat. That I should not be upset when someone takes a full advantage of me, financially, whatever, and then they dog me afterwards. When they play me like I'm the villain. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with somebody, basically putting my name out there like it's mud. I don't agree with that. And people say, well, you shouldn't let it affect you so much. What? I've been accused of some heinous stuff, by people in my life. And so I'm supposed to just be okay with that? I'm like, yes, I get it. I'm Yah's man, and people in the scripture had things said about them, but you can't tell me that they did not feel some discomfort by it. I don't believe that. They may still walked it out, but I can't believe that they didn't feel discomfort by it. when someone accuses you of doing something that you had nothing to do with, and basically other people hear it and believe it. You know, yeah, they say you shouldn't care what other people think, but you have to navigate this world. You know, I'm like, when people made the accusation that, oh, that I was a threat towards children and children were staying away from me. I'm like, what the heck? When they found out it was not true, they didn't apologize. They didn't make it right. No, but that stain is out there. When people, put it out there that I was after their women or whatever, after their wives, negative stuff like that. And I stay my distance from other women. I do it on habit because I have my own wife, a great wife. But people will lie on you when they're jealous of what you have, just to tear it down. People have accused me of cheating because I cheated in my first marriage. I've been married to this marriage 18 years and have not done that once. Please show some evidence. Why are people able to put words out there without any evidence? No one asks for evidence, and people believe stuff. So when I'm being a nomad or being to myself, a lot of times it's because that's a defense from this nonsense and people's lying. People come and get money from me on the slide, but then they want to make it like, okay, they say all the negative stuff, but then they come at your pockets. I got money out in the street all day. But I guess I'm just a sucker because I'm trying to look out for folks and stuff that ain't looking out for me. I could put on blast so many people that I done put money out there and and never got it returned. Of course, my grandmama said if they don't return it, then hey, you own them for that moment that you bought them for that. But people that it's sad that you do stuff for folks and they will be the ones to make it as if you the problem. You can do for them, and then their justification for not making it right, they'll slander you or whatever, and people will believe it, not knowing the whole story. And if you told the whole story, maybe they would understand or whatever, because people think that I tell a lot of stuff. I do, but I don't tell everything. So much stuff has happened. If I was to tell everything, it would out a lot of folks. That's why I'm not close with a lot of folks. Oh, why you don't go to your family gatherings? There's more people there that have done me wrong than done me right, that I have a relationship with. You might have people that you don't really know that ain't never done nothing to you, but they may have heard from the people who have done something to you that put negative out there. Why don't you go to this? Why don't you go to that? I try to show up to stuff, and that's one thing. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. People put their word out there. I'm going to do this and don't do it with me a lot. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And so when people tell me they're going to do something, I don't believe them till it happens, because I'm used to people not being about their word. Sadly, I can't trust something until it's done. And that's over and over again. I give people the benefit of doubt. I give them time. The people that owed me, I gave them years. Like, okay, let's see if they're going to do it. And most of the time they forget about it. I shouldn't have to constantly remind people when you do, you're nagging and stuff like that. So eventually I just let it go. But I do for folks, and I don't get. So I enjoyed my last week. My brother fed me, beat me in the video game, spent time with me, ministered with me. He enjoyed my conversation just as much as I enjoyed his. He enjoyed my time. He entertained me, whatever, great hospitality. My brother, came out of his, uncomfortable situation and came and met me and seen me. I am so thankful. I love, I was born an only child, so it's valuable to have siblings. But honestly, my siblings don't like me, and they vocalized it. So the one that do like me, oh, I appreciate it. I still love my siblings, but they let me know. People, when they mad, they say what they really mean. Yes, they do. And you can either just ride with it. And see, I'm one that I done been doormat before, so people think that since I've been bullied that I can easily be bullied now, and it's like you don't get away with me what I don't if I'm not in the mood, or if I don't feel like I need to be let me see, less defensive or whatever. If I feel the need that I want to give you what you give me, if I'm in my petty mode, you will get a beast. I'm not, all of this 6'4", 285 will be on you. And it don't have to be on you physically. It could be on you mentally. I'm not just a giant in size. My mind is still active. Even though I forget a lot, I still remember a lot. I withhold anger. It's say anger and be angry and don't sin not. It's a work. It's tiring not sinning when folks constantly come at you and do stuff. Yeah, most people, this right here would be one of those ones for me. Most of my posts is for me. I go back and check them out and I read them. I use this for my mental therapy and stuff like that. I'm working on me. And so I put out some truth stuff so I can hear it. My dream last night, I'm over a friend's house, and basically they were looking for a reason to fight me. And I'm like, okay, I should just leave. I should leave. That's usually how it is. I'm at places where I'm not wanted, and I can feel the tension. The last assembly that I attended, oh man, I could feel the tension, and I didn't return. There were some people that showed love, but the one that, hell, I didn't feel welcome, so I left. Yeah. People always want to put guidelines and rules on me too. And when I comply to them, they change the rules. It's like, man, how you gonna change the rules in the middle of the game, and then even if I comply with that, they change them again? It's like, look, if you don't want me here, just say you don't want me here. I'll leave. I'll leave quietly. But man, people try to make it like they're welcoming, but they really don't want you there, and they just don't have the boldness to tell you they don't want you there. Come on. Oh man, I want you to interact. When you interact, it's like, man, it's like, do you really want me to? I'm like, I could sit back and just chill and just learn and just listen. But you say, you want me to engage, and I engage, and it's like I'm bothering. I'm like, I don't feel welcome. Why is it that I don't feel welcome? Do we need to have a talk on the side or something? Talk to me. Tell me what's wrong. Is there an issue? Can we resolve this before we go forward? Can we? Oh, you can't talk to me one-on-one. Well, get a brother. I welcome if you get a brother. Because I'm not trying to be intimidating. And we most time we on a phone or internet. Ain't like what I'm going to grab through the phone. Man, I swear, I thought cowards, I shouldn't even call them. Man, there's some cowards out here. Seriously. Man up. Get some balls about yourself or whatever. I'm like, man, stop doing this throwing rocks and hiding your hand stuff. I'm like, man. Well, I'm going to go and get myself ready for work. People, I ain't vented in a while and stuff like that, but it ain't really venting. I had a great week, And my dreams have been showing me still, it's still stuff in my dreams, and these demon and spiritual attacks is real. You know, most time when people would put my name in their mouth, you know, it was revealed to me. And then when I asked about it, and they confirmed that it happened, and I'm like, well, is the person going to, get it right? Is they going to come and talk to me themselves instead of talking to others about me? Well, that's going to happen. It never happened. I've never had anybody confront me directly on the issues that, I've talked to people. Hey, I've talked to people, and some people have, basically let it be known, okay, I really had no issue with you, and the misinterpretation basically got squashed. I appreciate those people that happen, but I'm like, man, these aren't even people that I'm walking with daily or trying to walk with daily in this walk. I'm like, thank you, Pastor Wilkins. You talked with me. Let me know. We ain't got no issues. Straight. Other folks, it's like, man, we actually supposed to be walking together. We was doing something together, and I ain't heard what has been your issue with me. Why is this problem? Why has this scarlet letter been placed on me? What did I do? Where's my sin? But then it's like basically rinse and repeat stuff that was going on in my youth. Basically, I'm having to chase and jump through hoops to be friends with folks, and they not really friends with me. Or the relationship with me is different than with anybody else. It's like I'm held at a different standard for some reason. And it's like, man, I can't get the respect and love. What? Why? And it's like, man, am I thirsty or something? And I'm like, I ain't trying to be sweating on nobody and trying to jock nobody or whatever. I'm like, I don't need nobody like that. And so I'm like, if it's going to be like that, it should be mutual. And so again, thank you for this week. Me and my bro, love, real love, genuine love. My friendship should not be bringing strife to me. I got a great marriage. Work is a stressful thing. But man, you don't expect your friendships to be stressful. Man. Well, get my lunch together and go to work. Blessings and shalom. Whew. Get it off you, Shankwilla. Get it off you. Hallelujah.